right on the heels of doing a video, SHTF, and I want everybody to try to comprehend something here. When I give out this information and when I speak, I'm giving out practical information and knowledge based on experience. A lot of people will give information or they'll become teachers of information, but will not have the experience. And that lack of experience will not speak to the hearts of people in a depth of wisdom. And I expect, to have these stupid, ignorant, dumb, name-calling people who produce nothing, bring in little, and is modified by the foods. Believe me, when you're out on YouTube or some type of social media network sites, you're going to get all kind of responses. But make no mistake about it, I'm only talking to the people who can comprehend, the people who can get it and understand. I'll give you an example. The wisdom of the scriptures teach that he will bless the labor of your hands. That's what he said he would do. He says that you'll be able to eat the labor that your hands cause, and you shall be happy. That's what he says. He says the desire of the sloth, what it does is it killeth. And the reason why it killeth is because his hands refuse to labor. So we live in a society today, what people call labor. And they have no idea what it is. We'll take a Eastern book, we'll try to equate it to a Western perspective and mindset and civilization, and we miss totally the principle. So let me interject here this morning some principles. And mind you, what I'm doing is I'm offering a public service to those who have the ears to hear. You have to understand. If you disagree with me, be at peace. I have no problems whatsoever at all with people who disagree with me. It is your prerogative. It is your right. And I support your right to disagree and to dissent. But the one thing I do not tolerate, that's the reason why I block and ban so many people, is I don't tolerate dishonor. I don't dishonor you, and I don't expect for you to dishonor me. If I say something and it hits you in your soul, it causes your spirit to go, what I was able to do, I was able to penetrate a certain veneer that most people have been unsuccessful at penetrating. Let me give you an example, all right? I want you to listen to me very closely. And I want you to understand, I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting. You can take it that way. That's your prerogative. I'm at peace with that, all right? But I do want to make something painfully obvious, all right? I own some acres of land by choices and decisions, relationships that have been built over the years, hard labor. I remember one time I had saved up $25,000 in cash. That's while I was paying off my debts. And what happened was this. As a young man in my 20s, my mid-20s, I started looking at this thing. I really got all of the wisdom that I actually function after today. Again, if you don't want to hear this, just stop the video now, and you can save yourself from a lot of conviction that would actually cause trouble in your heart. But I really got all the wisdom. Everything that I pretty much do today, I get it from the Bible. I get it from the scripture. I actually apply. You see, you can read the book all day long, but if you do not apply the principles, the knowledge that is given, you'll never understand. You can go to school, you can go to college, and you can read books and pass exams and test all day long. It still doesn't give you the experience of the job. Once you get on the job, you get the wisdom, and now you understand why the knowledge was there in the first place. So there's a dynamic, and I don't expect everybody to comprehend and get it. There's a dynamic. And the reason, and that's the reason why people can't comprehend and understand what Pastor Dow is saying, because they have not applied the wisdom of that book. And they can't speak to the level that I can speak, that it actually impacts the heart. All right. I started looking at this thing a long, long time ago, and I started looking at society as a whole. And, because I think a lot, I started saying, you know what? This world is designed to keep all in slavery. And, of course, that slavery is debt. Because why? The Bible says the borrower is a servant to the lender. So I said, you know what? There's a lot of things in this world that I simply am going to have to borrow because I don't have the capital. I don't have it in order to make certain purchases. But the one thing I've learned is not to stretch myself too far because I want to be able to pay it off as fast as possible. That's wisdom. I started saving, something that the world doesn't even talk about. You see, I behaved totally different because I didn't have any black relatives. And I'm going to use that statement. My relatives, all the black folks on my mother's side and my father's side. Nobody sit down and gave me financial advice. And I definitely wasn't going to take financial advice from a bunch of broke people that's in debt. That wasn't going to happen. So I actually used self-autonomy, independent thinking, and said, you know what, I'm going to do things differently. And the things I've done differently, I started reading the wisest book that there is, the Bible, and started applying the principles. So in that, I was able to purchase some land. And not only do I have land here in Tennessee, I have land in other places too. And with that, because a righteous man only attends to plenty, because of the choices and decisions that I have made in life, I am able not only to purchase land and to provide a home for my family, but I'm actually able to purchase land and provide a home for others who did not make those choices and decisions, yet and still we have a healthy relationship. I can help those kind of people because I have people living on land that I've purchased and they actually run it and take care of it. They have no obligation to me whatsoever at all, except but to be righteous, because that's what's expected of all of us. And it's utterly amazing. So I try my best to get on here and give you wisdom. And most people would take it. Most people won't. So you think about this. I am 49 years old. By the time I was age 30, anywhere between, I'm going to just use a time frame, 30 to 35, I had land paid for. This home right here that I live in, I said to myself, after doing the math, I get a calculator down, and I've done the same thing that everybody else want to do. I want to own a home. But I use different methods other than conventional means. I didn't know how to run a backhoe, a bobcat. I didn't know how to dig a footing. I didn't know how to lay block. I did not know how to frame a house. But the one thing I did say to myself is that there is no way that I am actually going to go out here, and with my mind I can calculate it will probably cost me $20,000-$30,000 in building material and pay 30 years on a home that they will actually set a price at $150,000 and then pay $300,000 for that home because of interest over a course of 30 years. I said, to me, it's kind of stupid. I am not making any personal insults against you. After all, you are responsible for your choices and your decisions in life, and you alone. But as for me and my house, I chose to go against the norm, against wind and tide. So I invested in myself. No, I didn't invest in nobody else. I invested in me right here. And because of this investment, I am able to provide homes. I am able to provide a life for many people. Because why? According to the word, the righteous tend to plenty, but the wicked only to want. So we fast forward this now. You got land, got brothers, got sisters all over the place. But not only that, the home, this home right here that I built, I don't owe a mortgage on. Neither do I owe a mortgage on the land. In other words, I pay no land, no land note. I pay no mortgage fee. Can you imagine what you are able to do if you are able to endure a little pain when you're young, invest in yourself through knowledge and experience, put it to use? Now, myself, Pastor Dow, because of choices and decisions I have personally made in life, I can build a home from the ground up. A whole entire home. Really, literally. I do not have their licenses. I don't have any of that, but yet I can do and get it to pass inspection. I have brethren that are around me now that are just as much as part, because I'm the type of man that functions like this. If you're my brother and you're my sister and you live here on this land with me, this is not my land any longer. This is your land as well. This is your home. Everybody can't live like that, because the truth is people really truly don't get the principle of love. And I am also in the process of actually putting the land that I own in a trust and write it up in such a way that those people who live here on this land, it would be theirs and their children well after I'm gone. Well after I'm gone. So myself and the brethren that are with me and have been with me, we understand that we are the heavy lifters. We are the hard laborers. What we have to do is teach the younger people coming behind us how to maintain what we have. How many people you know? I'll give you an example. I have a young elder in the ministry. How many people do you know at 28 years old owns their own land? And by 30, they'll have their own home and land debt free. How many people you know? Would that not be wisdom? Think about that. Because you see, and that's the reason why a lot of ministries, they can't not speak to, nor can they understand. All they can do is attack. That's it. And resort to name calling, because that's how big their mind is. You have a lot of people out there, oh, Esau the white man, and they hate the devil. But then they go and work for the devil every day. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. But if you want to be wise, you listen to those that are wise. You make choices and decisions that will bring wisdom. I mean, when I look back on it, are there things I probably could have done a little bit better? Sure. But you know what? I can look back over my life and say, you know what? I made a lot of wise choices and a lot of wise decisions that has not only blessed me, but it has blessed others as well. So now we, here at Straightway, we are family. Yeah, period. And you know how the rich do it in the world? The rich, they own nothing, but they control everything. That's how the rich do it naturally. They will put land in trust and have different people name on it, put a different name on it, and they'll have controlling interest, but they don't own anything, but they can have controlling interest. And the reason why I do that, I'll share all that maybe knowledge a little bit later. But I guess in a nutshell to say this, why listen to someone, or let me go this route. Do not take financial advice from someone who is in debt. What kind of advice can they give you? If you have someone to be a preacher and teacher, I mean, there's a lot of you that still live in the cities. Why do you think I tell you to get out of the cities? Because that's something you want to hear? No. I tell you to get out of the cities because there's something I did. And the reason why I can tell you that, because I know. You see, I also know that the way some of you people mind out there function, you'll never move out of the city because you're too comfortable. You're at ease. And so when natural disasters, catastrophe, an EMP, shit hit the fan, world without rule of law, when all of it takes place and happens, you've prepared nothing. You have no place to go. And the reason why many of you can't come here, because you know the reason why? You have never built a healthy relationship with me or my people that's on this land. And you can't come here. And you won't come here. Oh, you may come, but you will not be allowed on. I am not trying to be antagonistic, angry, vindictive, in any spiteful, in any kind of way. I'm not. I am just stating a fact to get you to think that if you continue to keep doing the things you've always done and you expect change, you're going to get the same results. Because people like me, we're not going to tolerate foolishness. We're not going to tolerate ignorance. We're just simply not going to do it. Been there, done it. Don't have time for it. Today, Pastor Dow, you know what I'll be doing today? I'll be building on another faithful brother and sister's home. That's what I'll be doing today. And happy to do it. Very happy to do it. Because they are my brother and my sister. And it's their home. It belongs to them. And I don't mind doing that because it blesses me to help those who have a sound, sane mindset. Amazing. I think that most people will never get the wisdom of the word that you'll know the blessings of life is when you can actually get the revelation, when you learn to do for others. Because that type of spirit will inspire them, and then they'll want to do for others and they'll want to do for you. But we live in a world where everything is selfish, everybody's inconsiderate, everybody's self-centered, everybody's opinionated, have no solutions, but they're opinionated. Everybody has a so-called answer. I mean, think about this. If you listen to me and if you follow the direction that I give, you won't have to pay rent. But the one thing you are going to have to pay is blood, sweat, and tears. You can't be lazy and lethargic and expect to receive the blessings. You can't. Call me cult. Call me whatever you want. Makes no difference to me. And you know, I'm smart enough to know that no individual homestead or community is going to win a fight with the government. First of all, number one, the government is not going to tell you when they come. And when they do come, they're going to come with so much full force. And I already know their tactics. I know how they do things and stuff. That your little pea shooters and stuff like that, and with the amount of force that they're coming with, because they're coming with brute force to win. You're not going to win that battle. When I give information about world without rule of law or shit at the fan, I'm giving information how to protect yourself against a mob of stupid, angry, zombified people. That's right. The government really, truly don't care two dead flies about us. You know, I think they may have learned their lesson from Waco and Ruby Ridge. I mean, it's an unjust system. I could be wrong. See, most of you are afraid of death. We all gonna die. You can pass by the graveyard and see we're not staying here. But see, if your heart is right, you're conscious, and you lived a just life, regardless of what other people say. Because see, I know that many of you don't agree with a lot of my religious perspectives and point of views. I don't agree with a lot of your lifestyles. Yet and still, I'm not about to get on here and start calling you all type of disparaging names and try to make all type of hurtful comments and stuff because I disagree with you. That's your prerogative. This is your life. But you will eat the fruit of your own ways because your life is based on your choices and your decisions, and I support you in your choice and decision. I just don't have to have you around me in your choice and decision if I disagree with it. Same with you. You don't have to listen to me. But think about this. How many other preachers you know that can say that because of the choices and decisions that they made in life, they're able to provide families a lifestyle to where they have no rent, no mortgage, no light bill, no phone bill, no food bill, no clothing bill, no car note, no car insurance. How many people do you know that can actually do that? And you call these people preachers, call these people teachers, and these are shepherds, these pastors are shepherds. When they teach you to live out to the world, I think it's nonsensical. I don't think it makes any sense at all. None whatsoever at all. You see, you can't be selfish in this life and expect the blessings. It's just simply not going to happen. You see, I don't have to have irrational, ignorant, stupid, GMO modified, wickedly thinking people around me. That's my choice. That's my decision. That's my prerogative. I'm not going to have them around me. I'm going to have intelligent, Yah-fearing, commandment-keeping people around me. And then even those who do not follow the same perspective as far as, I'm going to use this term religion in life. There are people out there that are intelligent, that while they may disagree with me because my relationship with the Father, they don't disagree with me as a person because they can see what I'm doing is practical. I always tell people it comes from Him. Every bit of it does. But I don't have time. I don't for ignorant folk. I'm a righteous man. I attend to plenty. So therefore, I'm going to go and labor. And I'm going to continue to keep providing for those because, I still think at 49 years old that I'm still, I believe I have a little bit more life left in me if we just use the law of averages. After I get finished doing some sheetrock, I'm going up here to lay some block on this building. I'm going to continue to keep storing food. I'm going to continue to keep giving advice about sound money. But I'm going to leave this video with this. It's better for you to find out who you are as a person. Really, truly being honest. Look in the mirror. And don't look in the mirror with your eyes either. Look in the mirror of the eyes of either the Word or people who have character and nature and what they say. Because in this life, it's better to build healthy relationships. It's better to be mutually assistant with people you can trust. And that's becoming decreasingly smaller and increasingly smaller and smaller and smaller as the days go by. There's just not many people you can trust in this world. But when you find someone who has a heart of integrity and honor, and they are trustworthy, and in my case, they fear the same Elohim that you do. You've got a brother, a sister, a friend. You've got somebody for life because you know why? You will be righteous towards each other. And you will have something that this world doesn't have. The world is all but mastered how to keep us conquered and divided, but nobody is trying to be unified. But I will tell you this, if you listen to my advice and you take from me the practical knowledge that I give, you will see what I've been talking about. There are people who listen to me, and they don't have an interest in letting others in to their blessing. But they have taken my advice, gotten out of the city, bought their own homestead, paid for it, learned how to build, and now they are debt free. Wow. I wonder what your life would be like if you owed nobody nothing but to love them.